Hey, what's up, everybody? We are back today out in the Winter Palace with the Trespasser DLC, hunting down 10 free magic attribute points, one new sigil called a Golem sigil, and one new two-handed greatsword schematic called the Chromatic Greatsword. In order to find this stuff, there's a few things that kind of converge to make this all work. First things first, what time it is. It's nighttime. Second thing, I don't know if you can do this at any time when it's night. I don't remember. God, I've been through this so many times that I don't remember when night hits and when it doesn't. But when it is night for me, guaranteed, is when I have completed the Shattered Library, come back to the Winter Palace, and gone into the war room and then been kicked out and said, hey, go to Darvarad and track down the Vidisala or whatever her name is. That's at the point of the game that I am right now that's giving me access to this stuff, guaranteed. If you can do it beforehand, hey, that's great. However, if you can't, this is the point in the game where you absolutely have access to do this stuff. So, we're in the Winter Palace. We're in the main courtyard right now, and we are going to head over to the western courtyard and play with fireworks. We're going to play with fireworks. That's right. So this is a kind of a cool little mini game in here. It can be incredibly frustrating, but it's definitely worth it because what you get out of it is super cool. You can see the fireworks going off in the distance there, and what we're going to do is come over here, watch them, and as soon as they finish up, we're going to get an activate icon on these fireworks sitting right in front of us. So, first thing you want to do, in my opinion, is jump up here to get yourself in front of them so that you have a good vantage point on the sky. Now, how's this all work? So, the deal is you're going to use your activate button to activate the fireworks. It's going to shoot up around 20 of them in the air, and then you're going to use that same button that you used to activate them to detonate them. So as they're going up in the air, you hit the button and it detonates. You're trying to go for the biggest explosions possible. There's tiny explosions, there's medium-sized explosions, and there's the big ones that I think are worth the most points. I'm guessing. I don't know. Conjecture. I'm not sure. But the reward system is tiered from what I can tell. At 50 magic, or sorry, at 50 magic, yeah. No, at 50 points, I got 1 magic. At 68, I got 3 magic. And at 80, I got 6 magic. And at the 68 point, I got the Golem Sigil. And at the 80 point, I got the Chromatic Greatsword Schematic. So my assumption is the tier is 50, 65, and 80. But who knows? I'm just guessing. I can only tell you based on what I have seen. So that's it. I'm going to wrap this piece of the video up here, and we're going to cut into the fireworks going up and me showing you how it works and how some of the rewards come about. Hopefully that'll give you a feel for how you explode them and at what point to explode them. Once we get through the showing you the rewards for 80, I'll pontificate a bit and give you some more information on what I think you need to do in order to get 80. But that's it for right now. We'll be back with checking out the first 2 tiers of rewards in just a moment. Alright, so let's give this a shot so you can kind of see the progression of rewards and also get a handle on how the fireworks work. Once again, as I said, once you use whatever button you have to activate, you'll be using that button again in order to detonate the fireworks. So we're going to activate, and then we're going to tilt our camera to the sky and try to blow up some fireworks. Those big ones right there, that's what you're really trying for. Those little ones, not so much. Okay, so you can see I got a score of 76, which got me 2 of the lower tier rewards. So as I said before, when you hit 50, you're going to get 1 magic. My assumption is when you hit 65, you get 3 magic and a Golem Sigil. I got it at 68 because I didn't exactly hit 65. You can see the score we just got there, and by doing that all at once and getting a high score the first time we attempted this, we wound up getting both of the tier rewards at the same time. Now, when I say the first time attempting this, I mean the first time in this video. That was absolutely not my first time trying this. I did not do that good on my first time. Our first time, I think I got 50, and I was amazed that I did that good. So we'll be back with the one that shows the 80 rewards in just a moment, and then we'll move on into the checking out the actual Greatsword schematic and then seeing Iron Bull swing it around. So we'll be back with that in just a moment. And there is 80. So you can kind of see that it really wants you to, you're looking for the big explosions and you're trying to catch them somewhere right at the top of the arc, just as they're, I guess I have the feel I have for it is like right as they're slowing down, right at the top of their arc is when I'm trying to push the button. Given the fact that you don't have like a 3D angle on these things to really see, sometimes they're going straight out from you or at an angle where you can't judge the arc. It's just one of those things where, you just have to do it over and over again. I think I probably sat here and did this for about 30 minutes until I just got the 80 score there. But that's like the top score you can get, or sorry, that's the most you're going to get and get anything out of it. You saw what we pulled out of that. I don't really have any recommendations except for try again. You'll eventually have to do it for a while. You're getting a habit where you're going to always range between like 68 and like 78, and you'll just be right at that cusp, and then you'll get a really good run where you wind up exploding a bunch of them, and it just works out for you. And when you start on a good run, sometimes they'll screw you by sending up 12 at the same time, and all of a sudden, you have nothing, and you screw it all up. I don't really know how the weighting is done for the points. I don't know if you chain them together, like one right after the other, after another, if it increases the weighting on the score, or if there's multiple on the screen at the same time. If you can hit all of those, it increases the multiple at the score. I can tell you that I've been counting, and there are 20 that pop up each time. At least there were for me from what I was looking at. And then at the end, there's at least like 5 that go up at the same time. And if you can kind of hit those tend to make up for any flaws you had beforehand. So that's like the grand finale. Maybe that's weighted more. It's all conjecture. All I can tell you is just rewatch the video and see what's going on and see if you can emulate that. I wish I had a foolproof system for how to do this, but I don't. So that's it for this. We're going to take a break here and come back in just a moment, and we'll take a look at that schematic that we just pulled up, as well as the sigil that we got a little bit earlier that I spoke of. So we'll be back with that in just a moment. Alright, so let's take a look at that sigil that we just got, as well as the Chromatic Greatsword Schematic. So if you go into our inventory, go down to upgrades, here's the sigil. So remember, we got the sigil for getting a score of 68. I don't know if 68 is the magic number once again, but it was at 68 that I got 3 magic and the sigil of the Golem. It's plus 10% to attack, minus 100% critical chance, so you get 10% extra attack. However, your critical chance is zeroed out more or less, since you can't have more than 100%. At least if you can, it doesn't show more than 100% on the screen if you get it that high. So that's the sigil of the Golem. Now let's go into our craft weapons and go over to two-handed items and go down and find the Chromatic Greatsword. So here's the Chromatic Greatsword. Obviously, it has no blade on it. It's one of those like lightsaber, elemental essence weapons. It is probably on par with your ability to craft the Sullivan blade. You can see it tops out at 315 DPS. looking at the other two-handed weapons that we have available to us, including Hakon's Valor and the Revered Defender Maul. These are both tier 4 items. This is going down into tier 3, and the Sullivan Blade being tier 3 and the Chromatic Greatsword being tier 3. It still holds up. This might be one of the nicer greatswords that you can craft. The only caveat to it that I'm not crazy about is A, it has no rune slot, which I understand they're giving you some extra stuff on this sword that you wouldn't normally get, but I think a rune slot would be nice since there is no haft or pommel or any other adjustments you can make. But still, I think this might wind up being one of the better greatswords in the game to use. But that is what it looks like. Until you actually use it, you're not really going to see what it truly looks like in action. But if you want to see what it looks like equipped, I did craft one and stick it on Iron Bull. So if you go into weapons and take a look at it, that's what it looks like on Iron Bull. Those are some of the stats that I was able to get out of it through crafting. Now I did hit a critical on the craft, so things went up a little bit. But if you want to see it in action, we'll be back with that in just a minute, and I'll show you what it looks like when he swings it around. Alright, so real quick, let's take a look at what it looks like when he swings this around. Now this is an absolutely badass looking weapon. I gotta say that is very, very, very cool. I hope that's coming through in the video because that really is badass. Very cool looking sword. That's gonna turn out to be my favorite two-handed sword in the game. That's it. So I hope the fireworks video helped. I know some of you out there have known about the fireworks but had questions about it, and I kind of hoped by doing a video that it would at least show you how one person does it so that you could try to emulate something along those lines. I wish I had better tactics for you. I wish I had a better strategy, but it really just comes down to kind of feeling your way through it and just getting used to the arc of those things and then making them explode as you need them. And sometimes it just fucking comes down to luck. So good luck with your fireworks. Please let me know if you have any questions down in the comments section. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.